A day at the spa is a luxurious act of self-care. But what if you could give yourself that experience every day in your own home? My name is Shiva Rose. I'm the author of Whole Beauty and the creator of my own skincare line. I believe there is a shift occurring in the world. People want to take their health into their own hands, and a big part of this is knowing what they're putting in and on their body. Start simply, with beautiful ingredients you already have in your pantry. Many of the things we know to be nutritious can also help to build beautiful hair and skin that looks and feels amazing. Your beauty routine can be a way of setting new intentions, of connecting back to the earth. And as you find yourself nourished and rejuvenated, you're able to put more beauty back into the world. We're going to start with my signature flower. Roses are the queen of all flowers and have been used since ancient times for both ceremonial reasons as well as personal care. Roses can be used fresh or dried for beauty products. It's important that you use ones that are grown naturally and don't contain any pesticides. I like to grow them myself or buy them from my local farmers markets. To dry rose petals, I simply remove them from the stem and then I place them on a cookie sheet and I allow them to dry in the full sun or even under a full moon. They can last for many months in an airtight bag or container. For me, taking the time to create a beautiful and calming bath is an important way to add intention to the idea of ending the day or the week. The scent of roses lifts my mood and helps me to relax, which is why they're perfect to use in the bath. I use these bath salts every single day, and they're so easy to make. So first I like to pour in the Dead Sea salt. Dead Sea salt has a lot of minerals in it. And then I like to add the beautiful pink Himalayan sea salt. This has lots of nutritional value, which, as many of you know, you can use it in cooking as well. The next step is to add your essential oil. I like to make it pretty strong, so I like to add between 10 and 15 drops. I'm using rose, which opens the heart. However, if you feel like you want a more calming salt, you could use lavender or chamomile. Or if you'd like to release more negativity, you could use lemongrass or sage. Depends whatever you like for that moment. There's so many to choose from. Once I put in the oil, I like to mix it together. And again, think of the intentions that you want to create during this bath time ritual. I then will take some of the rose and sprinkle those on top. Again, if you're doing sage, you could take some dry sage and put it on top. If you're doing lavender, you could take some lavender seeds. Whatever it is that's calling you for that particular bath. I also like to add rose quartz crystals at the top. I like to take the crystal, set an intention, and place it on top. These salts are wonderful gifts. I love to share them at baby showers or bridal showers or holidays. They really are a special thing to give that you've made yourself. I use about ½ a cup at a time, and I just run it under the water as I'm filling my bath. I often light candles and add rose petals to create a really sacred space for myself. If you want to avoid extra cleanup in your tub, you can just place the salts in a muslin bag before soaking. Here's a version that I use using oats, which are calming and soothing to the skin. I use powdered milk, but you could also use dry coconut powder if you're a vegan. This contains some lactic acid, which is a gentle exfoliant. Mix in the baking soda and oats, then gently crush some rose petals and add those in. Finally, add the honey and rose oil and mix again. And I just run it under the water as I'm filling my bath. As you begin to detoxify your beauty routine, you'll find that essential oils are a great resource and something I encourage you to learn about. You'll find that they're included in many of the recipes I'm sharing with you. There are lots of great household uses as well. Hydrosols are an easy way to add a quick burst of moisture to your skin throughout the day. I always have a bottle of this with me. I tend to grab it when it's hot outside or when I'm just in need of a little serenity and peace. So now I'm going to show you how to do this. You take a pot and then you can add your rose petals. I love to use fresh, organic roses that haven't been chemically treated. You take these roses, you have to smell them first because they smell so good, and you place them in the pot. On the edges, you leave a little bit of room in the middle because that's where we're going to add our first bowl. Our first bowl, we weight it down with some pebbles, and this will allow for the second, smaller bowl to go on top. Once that's set in place, we can add our water. We take the water and we gently pour it onto the edges. Then we're going to take the lid and we're going to place it upside down over the two bowls, and it should fit pretty well. And then we're going to add our ice to the very top of the lid. And in this way, it's going to create condensation. And that way, the beautiful essence of the roses are going to gather into that smaller bowl. And now we just let this simmer, and adding more ice is needed. And as the mixture boils, the heat rises and it'll hit the cold bowl, causing it to condense and drip down, leaving your rose water behind. Just transfer it then to your spray bottle and add a few drops of witch hazel and then enjoy. If you need some calming energy, the scents of lavender and sage are just the thing. I'll show you my favorite ways to incorporate these powerful plants next.